Hey, Ascension, Dr. Shell here. Hey, I am sorry that I could not be in class today. I have to catch a plane to go to a conference. And so I'm going to walk you through a little bit of today's assignment, and you'll be on your own to get this all done today. So we got to get started on our mock trial. It's time for mock trial. So, uh, first thing I want to remind you a little refresher that in any sort of legal case, we have to decide if it's a civil matter or a criminal. Remember, civil means it's one person suing another person. You did me wrong, and you're going to pay for it. So you crashed my car. You a tree fell in my yard and crushed my doghouse, whatever. So I'm suing you because something you did to me. Okay, a criminal matter is when the a government agency, a county, a state, a nation has arrested you and they've accused you of a crime, and so they are going to put you on trial for stealing, murder, jaywalking, whatever it is. You've been arrested and you've been given a ticket and you have to appear in court, and so the government, some government agency, is putting you on trial for something you did. Now, remember, they have two different standards of evidence. If it's a criminal matter, it has to be proved beyond a reasonable doubt. So, if they accuse you of robbing a bank, they've got to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you're the one that did it and you were there, and they have to present their evidence to show that beyond a reasonable doubt. Remember, reasonable means an average normal person would agree that this is the case. Of course, you could always come up with some ridiculous reason, but that's not what this is. It's a reasonable doubt. So if it is a criminal matter, somebody's got to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. If it's a civil matter, all you have to do is prove, it's called the preponderance of evidence. I have to show that I have more evidence than you do. So if I say your tree fell in my yard and crushed my doghouse, I'm going to show pictures of your tree before the storm, after the storm, the crushed doghouse, whatever I've got, security camera footage. I'm going to show that your tree crushed my house. And you're going to show that you had nothing to do with it, that it's an act of God, and you should not have to pay for the damages. So that's what a civil matter does. I have to show I have more evidence than you do. All right, so here's what you're going to do for the rest of this class period. You're going to listen to two fairy tales. I know they're ridiculous, Jack and the Beanstalk and Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You're going to listen to them, take some notes about the way they tell the story. Then you're going to imagine two different cases. Goldilocks and Three Bears, civil, criminal. Okay, so you're going to see Storyville versus Goldilocks, and you're going to see the Three Bears versus Goldilocks. Okay, I mean, you're going to imagine those. You're going to watch the fairy tale. Then you're going to imagine if there was a court case, if it was civil, it's going to be Goldilocks and the Three Bears versus Goldilocks. If it's a civil matter, it's going to be Storyville versus Goldilocks. And I want you to first write a paragraph explaining, if it was a civil matter, the Three Bears versus Goldilocks, what would they be trying to prove? Each group, the plaintiffs and the defendants, what would they be trying to show in the case? Just write me a paragraph and say, in this case, what would the persons involved be trying to do, trying to prove? Then you're going to write an imaginary testimony of somebody in the case. I don't care who it is. It could be Goldilocks. It could be one of the Three Bears. It could be the neighbor. It could be whatever. You just imagine if you were going to make this case and you were going to call somebody to the stand, what would they say? And you're going to write out that testimony. So you're going to have Goldilocks. You're going to have a criminal case, Storyville versus Goldilocks. You're going to have a description of it, and then you're going to have a testimony. Then you're going to do Goldilocks as a civil matter. Three Bears versus Goldilocks. Describe what it is that the case would be about, What would they be trying to prove? And then you're going to do an imaginary testimony of somebody in the case. And again, it's imaginary. You can pick whoever you want to pick to show up on the stand and write out what would they say. Then you're going to listen to Jack and the Beanstalk. You're going to do the same thing. Jack and the Beanstalk as a civil case, Jack and the Beanstalk as a criminal case. Describe it. What is it like? What are they trying to prove? And then make up an imaginary testimony. So that's due by the end of class. So work quickly, but I think you got plenty of time. Be creative. I mean, think of somebody interesting to call to the stand in these cases. And I really am looking that you understand the difference between a criminal case and a civil case and what is it they're trying to prove. So, all right. Look forward to reading your thoughts on this. And by the way, really good job on the This I Believe essays, and the senior adults really enjoyed being in your class, and I think it was fun to have them share some of their own responses too. So, all right, here we go. So get to work, get it done. Has to be turned in by the end of class today. And I'm out. Court adjourned.